Hey guys, it's Lindsey with Mango's Miracles, and we're back on our podcast, Paul's Purpose and People, and we've got some special guests here today. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
I'm Dana Sapkowski. I'm the rescue coordinator and grant writer at Muncie Animal Care and Services.
I'm Ashley. I'm the office manager at Muncie Animal Care and Services.
And so let's just talk about a little bit about you guys first. So Dana, if you just want to tell us how long you've been there.
I've been at the Muncie shelter for 10 years, 11 years, and I've done animal welfare for 26 years, but I've been at the animal shelter for 10, and I absolutely love it there.
So I have been with the shelter for almost 12 years now as the office manager. So I kind of handle all of the day-to-day clerical activities. I do all the scheduling for spays and neuters, medical appointments. I handle all the adoptions, reclaims, intakes. So kind of basically all of that stuff, including I'm sort of the middleman. I talk with all the doctors, with all the clinics that we work with to get everything scheduled. So I do a little bit of everything. So
you're kind of like the certified keeper.
Yes.
The keeper of all the things.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so let's just kind of start by talking about the shelter next. So tell us just a little bit about it so we can start, like how many animals you guys have at a time. You guys mostly just do dogs and cats unless you guys get other things from confiscation cases. So let's just kind of talk about a little bit about the shelter, and then after that we'll go and talk about statistics.
Okay.
Want me to go?
Yeah.
So currently right now we're sitting at about 280 cats, I can give or take, right around there, and around 86 dogs. So which is really kind of over capacity of what we're able to actually house, but we do have to make it work. We do get in other animals at times too. We are just mainly equipped for cats and dogs. That's all we can manage and care for at the shelter. So anything else that comes in, we do have to send out to rescues like you, other places.
Yep.
So.
And you guys are like the municipal shelter for Delaware County.
Yes.
Is it just the city of Muncie, or is it for Delaware County, or just kind of touch on that a little bit?
Yes. So we do serve Delaware County as well. All of the unincorporated areas of Delaware County. So we don't service like the town of Eaton, the town of Albany, the town of Delville, town of Yorktown, but we do service the county portions outside of there, including the city.
Yeah. And then, so with that funding, are you guys municipally funded then?
Yes. So we are municipality, so we are taxpayer funded. Of course, we live in a very generous city here, city and county. People are really good to us. So we do get people who donate to us if there's specific animals or cases that come in. People are always really good and make sure that we have what we need.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, I'm sure that municipal funding does not even cover near what the animals you guys do.
No, it doesn't. And part of it is it's hard to really forecast, the numbers we're going to take in or the cases we're going to take in. So, we certainly do the best we can with what we have.
Sure. Yeah. And then anything else you'd like to touch on, just like on the basics on the shelter?
We can always use volunteers.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. We would love to have volunteers. The dogs love to have people come and walk them. The cats like to have people come and interact with them. There's days we have tons of laundry that we need help with. Yes. So volunteers are a big thing. We just don't seem to have quite enough, and we'd love to have more.
Yeah. Because you guys being municipally funded, you guys do have employees, but with those employees, it's hard for them to keep up with the amount of animals that there are. Because I'm sure the first and foremost thing that they need to do is take care of those animals, which includes cleaning their cages, feeding and watering them, taking them outside if they need to go outside, and medicating. Yeah. So I'm sure like the extras that go along with all of that, like the dishes and the laundry and walking them for extended periods of time, is hard for them to do when they're caring for 86 dogs or 280 cats or, what you said in the beginning. So volunteers are always critical to keep up on that so it doesn't fall behind.
Yes. And volunteers are anytime we're open. You don't have to, sign up prior to. There's just a sign-in sheet you sign in when you come in. So just come on in. We're open.
And have to be 18?
Yes, 18. Now, if you are under 18 and you want to volunteer, you just have to be with an adult while you're there.
Yeah. So, and then tell us your normal business hours too.
Yes. So we're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 12 and 1 to 5:30, and then Saturdays from 12 to 4.
Okay. And then let's talk about statistics. So I know you said at the beginning that you guys have 86 dogs right now?
About 86.
And then around 280 cats, right? And so what are you guys equipped for? Because you said you're over capacity. So what is like the ideal amount without being over capacity and overwhelmed?
I would say dogs probably roughly 70.
Yeah.
Roughly 70, yes.
30 adoption kennels, 30 6 holding kennels, and then all the overflow are in separate rooms in the building in crates because we don't have any more kennels. So, cat wise, we usually have 25 cats in each kitty city. We have 2 of those. And then
kitten adoption.
Yeah, kitten corner we also have. So I'd say
you're okay with at the cats?
Maybe 150 ideally, but rarely are we.
Yeah.
150.
But it's easier to have more cats than for housing
than more
dogs.
dogs.
Yes,
Yeah.
You can set up a crate for a cat where dogs.
Yes. Definitely.
So with that, you guys, with your numbers and you guys being municipal, you guys do the animal control portion of it too, with you guys being a city shelter.
Correct.
Whereas some of the other people that we've had come in, they don't do the animal control part. So you guys have, how many animal control officers do you guys have?
We have 3 full-time and then 3 part-time ACOs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so kind of elaborate on that, what those animal control officers do in a day.
So they're responsible for any of our transports, our vet appointments. We get calls for animals running at large, we do assist the police department or the sheriff's department, health department with confiscation. Sometimes owners get arrested. Different things. Dog bites are a big one too. So any kind of animal neglect reports that we get or abuse, they do investigate all of that.
So you guys do kind of the legality part of things,
correct?
Whereas because you guys have the power to do that,
yes.
Where other people may not because they're not in the position of an animal control officer, or may work with those entities, but you guys can actually write the tickets and things like that.
Correct.
And then so, how many people are you guys seeing in and out of the shelter a day? Does it just kind of depend? Are you guys seeing a large number, or would like to see more adoptions?
I think we're increasing the number of people that are coming.
I would agree. Yes.
Our adoptions are increasing, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But not like we'd like. You go to other places and they may have a full parking lot.
Yeah.
And, I think we're good when we have maybe 10 to 12 people come a day.
We get lots of people that come in that just want to socialize or visit, which is fine too. But of course, I always encourage them to adopt. But Saturdays, I would say, are our busiest days for sure, because we're unfortunately kind of open during work hours. People work. But we do accommodate that too. Sometimes when people say, "Oh, I don't get off till 5. Can you guys stay after?" And I'll do it. We've done it. But I would love to see more adopters, of course. Yeah.
So with that, let's kind of talk about statistics in terms of what you guys are doing in a year. So let's talk about if you have your statistics for 2025.
I do.
So let's talk about how many dogs, how many cats, transfers, adoptions, anything that you guys have written down that you guys would like to share statistically, because I'm sure it's probably going to be a lot with you guys being a municipal shelter.
And I am just reading these off. But last year, the total number of animals, and this is just dogs and cats, we took were 2,342.
Which is a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. When
that's
you
a lot.
divide that up to 12 months, then 4 weeks. And so, that's a lot. Our adoptions last year were 675. Return to owners, which we always hope when we pick up a stray, the owner's going to come back and get them, were 378. Transfers were 803. And those are our basic stats.
Yeah. So do you know how many dogs versus cats you guys did?
Yes, got that too. Stray cats were 1,340.
That's
a lot of cats.
Yeah, a lot of cats.
But when we get cats, we also get a mom and kittens.
Yes. Right, yeah.
And dogs, generally, it's just a single or they may be a couple running.
Yeah.
And then the dogs we got were 807.
807. That's a lot.
Yes.
Especially when you think about you've got to feed 2,000 mouths until they get adopted or transferred out or returned. And that that includes vaccines, dewormer, flea treatment, spays and neuters. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
That's all I'm seeing is cha-ching dollar signs.
Not to mention any of the emergency cases that come in. We had so many amputations, eye removals, nucleations last year.
Yeah.
Several pyometras. Heartworm was a big one.
Yep.
Just unexpected things that we're not technically budgeted for.
Yeah.
Because our medical budget is just for spays and neuters and vaccines and
just your regular stuff.
Basic stuff. Yeah.
Not including, like you said, the enucleations, the leg amputations, the emergency surgeries, or this one's declining. We need to get in and we need to have blood work to see kind of what's going on. Is it diabetic or you know what I mean? So that's why donations are so important. That way you guys can do the extra things that those animals need before they can be adopted out or even transferred out. Of, say if the rescue's like, hey, if you can do this, then we can take them. You know what I mean? So that's why donations are so, so important. So little back history. I worked with you guys, like literally worked at the shelter for I think 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And so the shelter kind of holds a special place in my heart because I was in it for that long.
You were missed.
Very much missed.
You were missed in the cats.
I did mostly cats. I kind of did
fantastic.
a little bit of everything, but my main part was like the cats. But I kind of filled in like when you were sick or something and nobody could cover the front. Or I did animal control for like a year and I was like, this is not for me. I just want to go back to the cats. This is not
you started
for me.
our foster program too, which was huge for us. So.
And the special cat rooms, like the kitten nurseries, kitten corners.
We wouldn't have without Lindsey. So.
Yes, so it kind of, you guys hold a special place in my heart, and I really know what you guys go through because I lived it first. I can't remember, 7 to 8 years. Started in 2015 to 2022.
I think that sounds about right.
So I feel for you guys because I lived it for that long, and I know how hard it is. And so like when I was there was only a couple of us in the cats. How many people do you have in the cats now?
6 cat people.
That's
6 cat techs?
Great.
6, yes.
Yeah, that's great.
We usually have 3 or 4 a day. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I remember when I was there and it was just like 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna die.
Yes.
There's 300 cats and I'm gonna die.
Staffing is much better. Yeah.
Good. And then how many people in the dogs?
Oh gosh, we have I think we have 6 dog techs as well.
That's great.
And usually 3, at least 3 a day. A couple days a week we'll have 4.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
You remember we had 1.
Yeah. We did the one.
Yeah. I didn't fill in on the dogs much.
Yeah.
I love dogs.
Yes.
But cleaning 80 poopy kennels is just not my thing.
Yes.
Like that's just not my thing. Like I would rather scoop the boxes and
don't sell
shovel
yourself
poop.
short because otherwise you're cleaning 80 crates.
Yeah.
With multiple cats, multiple rooms. So
but
it's just very hard, labor intensive work. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that it's very rewarding though, because once you get to see that dog or that cat go home, you're excited for them. Like because they're off to bigger, better things, and it's really exciting to see them blossom and go into their forever homes.
Yes.
And then next, let's kind of talk about statistics and what we're seeing in Delaware County. So we're talking a lot about statistics.
Yeah.
That way you guys can kind of see and be educated and be open to what's happening in our county or other counties surrounding. And in this particular podcast, Delaware County, because they're doing the animal control part. And we really want to educate the general public on what's happening, because I don't think the general public understands the crisis that animal welfare is in. So we were going to kind of talk about trends of what we were seeing last year and what we were seeing in like the previous years and kind of how things are going now. So I'll let you guys touch on that.
Okay. Well, I think the one thing that we talked about was the increase in FIV cats, which is feline AIDS.
Yes.
Basically, people don't like to say that, but it's feline AIDS.
Yep. Feline immunodeficiency virus.
Really, people have a stigma with this, and they can live with regular cats.
Oh, they can totally live with regular cats. As long as they're spayed or neutered and they get along with everybody, like in terms of like the cats don't fight or anything like that, they can absolutely live together.
Yes.
So when we get FIV cats, we put them in with our regular cats because they're not going to spread it. It's not easily spread, and they can still live a long, happy, normal life. They may require a little bit more veterinary care because usually they get stomatitis and some other like dental disease. But our FIV cats go in with our regular cats. So like Chunk Norris, he goes with all of our regular cats because he gets along with everybody and we have no issues.
Yes.
So you said you're seeing a lot more already this year, aren't you?
Absolutely. I think we saw 50 or so last year. Yeah. And generally, I mean, if we saw 10 a year, that was a lot. And we've already seen 10 this year. And we try to adopt them out, but we get no takers, even though we explain what's going on.
Yeah.
So they generally have to go to a rescue.
Okay.
That will specialize in that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the issues. And then you had another one of the trends.
At least for me, what I've seen like this year, and I think I started to see it kind of rise last year, is the homelessness. We've had a lot of animals that we've had to take in due to unfortunate circumstances. People have lost their jobs, their homes, they're living in their cars, on the streets. So many of those I've seen an uprise in those really since last year.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
I would guess it's probably the economy, and now the economy is causing them for a housing crisis,
Veterinary care
financials.
Is through the roof.
Yes.
That is another thing. Again, this year, I've just gotten our new contract and stuff with the clinic. And it's not their fault. Like their costs are going up too.
Absolutely.
So I'm not faulting, the vets or the clinics. I understand that. But unfortunately, an increase in the cost on them bucks down to us.
Yeah.
And, so that's something we're seeing too, that we try to, which Dana can work her magic with grants sometimes and help with that. So just, different things like that.
I don't think that people think about the economy. Like when they think about the economy, they probably don't think of how it affects animal welfare and the animals in general.
Yes.
Because they may think, okay, well, my litter and my food has gone up a little bit. But when you're looking at it as a whole from a rescue and a shelter standpoint, you're like, okay, this little bit that just went up a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit here and a little bit there compounds to be thousands of dollars for us a year. And that's just like where the economy in whole, when things go up, greatly affects us when we're we are solely funded on donations, and then you guys have to have donations too to do all these extra things that have to be done for these animals. So I don't think people think about that.
No, and we our place, we absorb all the strays, so and that's where a majority of our animals come from. They are stray or truly homeless animals. So and I think that just seems to kind of keep
rising. If I'm looking at it, if I'm standing back and looking at it, I feel like it would have to be from the economy standpoint with the cost of living
for sure
is just way higher than it has been in years that we've seen.
Yeah, and I feel like I get more phone calls now of people, hey, I don't get paid till Friday. I don't have any food.
Yeah.
And if we've got it, we'll give it.
Yeah.
So I've never told anyone no.
Yeah.
If someone walks in and says, hey, I need a bag of dog food or a bag of litter, I give it to them.
Yeah.
I wish we could help more because I get people that call that need help with their vet bills.
Yeah.
Or just basic care, basic vaccines, which we unfortunately can't do.
Yeah.
So we do have a resource sheet.
Yeah.
With tons of resources that we do provide for people.
Yeah.
We do try to aid them in that because we want them to keep their animal.
Right. That's the best thing that you guys can do to help with this crisis. Is you guys keep your animals.
Yes.
Right.
And sometimes, unfortunately, that's just not an option.
Sure.
And the only thing that can happen, they have to come to the shelter.
Sure.
And we'll help with that too.
Yeah.
So,
and are you seeing people where say like I'm moving and I can't keep my pet, but I'm moving because I have to move somewhere cheaper because I can't afford to live here anymore? Are you guys seeing things like that?
Yes. Well, yeah. Of course, we're a college town too, so of course you always have that kind of overflow of that. Or people that are just moving to a place that isn't pet friendly or won't allow them to bring their pets. Yeah. Which is really sad.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I don't, I'm not a landlord, so I don't know, but I feel like you're seeing a lot more places that are not pet friendly like they used to be. They've gotten very strict. Yeah. Or they want an insane amount of money just for you to have a cat or your dog. And it is crushing to these people who have no other choice. They have to move for whatever reason and they can't bring their pet. So
I am a landlord. I inherited a house and I did not charge any additional pet fees. Yeah. And I just included that in the rent. Yeah. And that was like, because I want them to be able to keep their pets. Yes. So I was like, as long as your pets are spayed or neutered and up to date on vaccines or at least their rabies in case something were to happen, I was like, and keep them on prevention because I don't want a flea infested, bug infested house. I was like, I don't care. I was like, I don't care. You can have whatever pet you want. I literally don't care because I don't want those people to have to rehome their pets or get rid of their pets. So as a landlord, I can understand because I had to completely remodel that house.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was like, please don't let your dog destroy the woodwork and stuff like that. Yeah. But I was like, I don't care because you paid a damage deposit. So if something happens, you just don't get your damage deposit back.
And there's just the double side to that heartbreak is you have the owners who are devastated. Yeah. But then there's the animal.
Right.
Yeah. And they're brought it, when they do have to come to the shelter.
It's devastating.
Terrifying. They are literally heartbroken. Yeah. A lot of times they'll go days without eating. They don't want to be pet. They just want to hide and not be seen. And so it takes weeks sometimes to get them to, it's really traumatic for them. Yeah. And it's got to be equally traumatizing for the owner as well.
Yeah. So. I've seen it. And especially the dogs or the older cats, when they come in and they shut down. Yes. They shut down because they are so traumatized and confused and heartbroken. Yes. So I didn't want people to have to go through that. So I was like, I don't care. As long as they're already spayed and neutered and all things, you bring them. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have more properties to do that with because I would, but that's like way in the future. You can consider that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Do you think Delaware County could greatly benefit from a low-cost clinic if that were to ever arise?
I've said that for years, haven't we?
Yes.
For years. And we had, at one point there were some talks about it, but the impression I was getting was that this wasn't a high enough traffic area for a bear clinic to come here to do it, like what they have in Noblesville.
Yeah. But how many people drive there? I wonder. You know what I mean?
But we take all of our animals there.
And we use them too. So I'm like, I wonder if there was one locally or somewhat closer that it probably would be busy as hell.
Yes.
Because other shelters and rescues and general public could use it.
Yes, because I mean that we go there. We've been with them for as long as I've been
time.
there.
Yeah.
We also use the Fort Wayne Clinic, Humane Fort Wayne. So we have 2 transports, once a month, and they do a large number of animals, which is the other part of the issue too, is the clinics around here, the vets, they just can't handle the volume.
Right. I mean, you said 2,000.
Yeah. So we do use all of them, pretty much all of them for, spays and neuters or emergency things. But it would be amazing to have a low cost. Yeah. Anything here. Yeah. It would be wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe eventually we'll see that future Lunar is knocking off the cat trees. That's what he's doing. They have Lunar the cat running around and he's knocking off the cat trees. Maybe that's eventually something that we could see in the future. That would obviously cost a lot of money. I've always said like Mangos would eventually love to do something like that, but that would be finding a veterinarian, finding the space, finding the funding.
Yes.
But I agree with you. I think that Delaware County and all the surrounding areas, because it's a closer, could greatly benefit for something like that.
Yeah, because like I said, I get tons of phone calls. Do you know of anywhere you could recommend for cheap spay neuter? Some place I call around here, they want $400 or $500. Or just like I said, basic vet care, vaccines, prevention, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would love to have a low cost. That would be amazing.
Yeah. And I would like to add, like, we're not bashing the regular clinics around here. No, obviously they have to make money and they're partners. Yes. We partner with them and stuff like that too. But it's like the trend that we're seeing, kind of circling back here, the trend that we're seeing is people just don't have the money or don't have the money that they need to do the annual vaccines or to do the spay and neuter. And so then with that, we're seeing more unwanted kittens and unwanted litters of I didn't mean to, but my cat got out for 30 minutes and now she's pregnant. Now there's 9 cats. Well, 8 mom and 8 kittens, and I already couldn't afford to take care of her, and now I have all these kittens that I can't take care of. Yeah, that's just like the trends that we're kind of seeing across Delaware County.
Perfect example, the confiscation we just had, where we ended up 50 cats from one home that we took. She started out with 6 or 7 last year. And then that ballooned into 50. Yeah. And so that was the big confiscation. It was about a month ago, something like that. So from one home. Yeah. We initially were told that she thought there were maybe 15 and that ballooned into 50.
I understand that because we have done several cases like that in Henry County. Yes. We're doing one in Middletown right now where she's like, I started with 2 and then now it's 17, which we only have 5 left out of that we have to get spayed and neutered. And I have vouchers. Thank you, vouchers. Yes. So I have vouchers, and so we only have those 5 left. Okay. And then we were working on another case that had 17. I'm like, what the heck is up with 17? Is that our special number right now? Yes. I don't like this number. Was another house that just started with a couple, and then it turned into 17. Yes. And so it's again, they couldn't afford that, and then they just kept going and going and going. And so, I mean, you guys are probably seeing a lot more, and we've done a ton of that in Henry County. We had one called the Edith Project that we did that was about 50 something. Yes. And then we had another one which I can't think of what the name was right now. That was like I lost count. If that tells you how many that was. Yes. And so it's like we're seeing these large colonies, and they may not even be outside colonies. They're colonies that have taken over the household.
Yes. Yes.
And that doesn't just include cats either. I've done 2 projects in Henry County that were over 30 dogs. Yeah. And they were all living in the same household with 30 dogs. And again, it was just like they couldn't afford the basics because they were just trying to keep up with rent and food and their electric bills and everything like that. And again, hers was, it started out with 3 dogs and it turned into literally 30 plus dogs. Yes. So yeah. And then I know you guys, I follow you guys on Facebook and we work together, and I've seen that you've posted so already in 2026, you've already seen 5 confiscation cases. So I'm assuming that's another trend that you guys are seeing last year rolling into this year is more confiscation cases.
Yes. We've had 3 cat and 2 dog. Yes. We had 2 dog confiscations in 3 days.
Yeah. The one Monday was 9 dogs, and then Wednesday was 7.
Yeah. Which is a lot.
8, excuse me. Yeah, and then the 50 cats from the one house, and then the 21 or 22 from the
other one. And then we had
one.
7 or 8.
Yes.
So
So it is just, and I'm like, it's the middle of February.
Kitten season hasn't even started.
Yeah.
Yes. And I know you were talking about the FIV stuff, but the house with the 50 cats, majority of them are female.
Of course.
And several of them have all been FIV positive. So that's, kind of adds to that trend that we're seeing. So, which again, it's not the end of the world. It's just, we're used to just maybe having 2 or 3 at a time.
Right.
Versus now, because we have like a designated area in our ISO room that's just for FIV positive. Well, we've exceeded that. So now we've had to expand that part. So it's just has just such a trickle down domino effect on everything else.
It sure does. Yeah. And I don't think the general public or people think about that. Like I don't see just because they've not maybe been into the shelter or in the animal welfare world that they don't realize that how much it affects everything else around you.
Yes.
And
with this confiscation, I think we ended up with 11 of them also had pneumonia.
Yes.
So then we have
cats or dogs?
Cats.
Cats, yeah.
So now we've got all these cats. Where do we put these cats that have pneumonia? They've already been around these cats.
Yeah.
And
one of them was FIV positive. She was hospitalized and she had a PIO as well. So she's
and pneumonia?
Yes.
That poor girl.
So had we not hospitalized her, and God bless Sarah from Maplewood, she's fostering her. Her name is Pixie, bless her little heart. She would have not have made it.
But
to
right
the shelter,
there,
no
like
question.
as we're talking about again, why donations are so important.
Yes.
Right there's probably $1,000. PIO with the regular spay, with the hospitalization, with treating pneumonia, and then her vaccines and her combo tests and her flea treatment and all those things. Right there is
just in
and that's
one
just
cat.
one cat, like when 49 others.
Yes, because she got there, they hospitalized her, then she delivered a poor little stillborn baby, and then they had to go. So it was just
a whole thing.
But it was
a whole thing.
So like. and again, God love sweet Sarah from Maplewood because Pixie would not have made it. I have no doubt she would have died at the shelter, and that would have been awful. So.
Yeah. And so what kind of trends did you see with the confiscation cases last year? I know I helped you guys with 2 or 3 that were with the exotics, and it was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap.
Those seem kind of hit or miss, I feel like. And we just never know what's inside, what we're going to get. Because I think last year you took several, I know.
There was one.
Some bearded dragon.
There was
turtles.
Turtles,
Birds for days. So many birds.
I didn't take the birds because I'm not a bird.
Yes.
Like, I like them, but I don't know anything about them.
Yes.
Educated enough where I can take them on in the house. I'm like, they kind of scare me a little bit too. Like,
I think the house where you took the turtle and stuff from is where we get the parakeets, the African gray parrots.
That was the turtle and the goldfish.
Yeah.
That was the last one.
Okay.
The one before that was the oxalotl, and I don't even remember what else was with that one. That oxalotl was in horrific condition.
Yeah.
We took him to the vet. I ended up adopting him, paid his adoption fee, and adopted him. But I had to give him injections because he had a bacterial infection from poor husbandry. His little gills were burnt off from the horrific water conditions. Like, he was in terrible condition, super skinny. So we took him to the vet and everything. But he came in, and I don't remember what else came in with him. There was a couple things.
When there were a couple snakes,
and I think that was the first one, was the snakes and whatever else came with that. I don't know. I lost track. There was but there was just 3 of them last summer to early fall. Yes. Well, and then the winter time. So there was 4 of them.
And the bearded dragons.
The last time, well, one of them was in such horrible condition. We immediately took him to the vet, and we had to put her down because she was in horrific condition, and there is no saving her. But then the end, like December of last year, we got the 2 bearded dragons and the tortoise.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it's like that's 4 right there that we got. 4 that we got from you guys. So what else did you guys see beyond the 4 that we helped with last year? Do you remember?
Oh,
I know
it's probably hard to remember.
They all kind of go together.
Exotic wise, we usually tend to just go straight to you, and then Dana works her magic, and God knows finds other places if we need it. But it's really just the cats and the dogs. I feel like and the birds. I guess we did a lot of birds last year.
We had a lot of birds. Now every now and then, did we have? Was that last year or this year? We had the rooster.
That was last year.
Okay, we had a rooster.
Yes. Yeah. We do get random chickens and ducks.
I love that.
We do get that. So we do have lovely people around here who are bird people who will take them. Bless them. And Vicki Craig, she took the last batch of birds we had. She still has them. So, but other than that, it's really just the cats and the dogs. So, but a lot of the confiscations we did have, originated from, there were calls either from like the health department to do a welfare check, or like APS, CPS, something like that. Or the police responding to a call and seeing these horrific conditions, and then we get called in. So it really is a multi-agency, effort sometimes to get these animals out. So props to all them, because they make it easier for us to do our job. But it's just horrific to see. How these animals are just so traumatized and haven't had basic care or socialization. It's really difficult to do in a shelter environment, especially for a dog that's already terrified. And so
that's why fosters are important too, especially for scared dogs and cats.
We just posted Piper, who came from one of those confiscations, who has probably
the one that has mange.
Probably the worst demodectic mange I've ever seen. But she just wags her tail. She is happy. She loves everyone. She's dog friendly. It's like she doesn't realize how bad shape she's in, which is equally heartbreaking. So no one has stepped up yet. So I'm hoping somebody will step up and foster, because she's amazing.
And with the demodectic mange, it's essentially just lots of bathing, lots of the like medicated bathing, and I'm sure she's on a couple different oral medications and stuff like that. That way we can get that skin under control, to get that hair to grow back, to get her ready for adoption, get her spayed once her skin's healed up, and then get her ready for adoption.
Because she's on weekly medicated baths, which, by the way, she did amazing. She had her first one. She did great. She really enjoyed it. She's on Apoquel, some Trio we did. So, but other than that, her skin, she's healthy. Otherwise, it's just the skin we have to get under control.
So is there like any special cases that you guys would like to talk about? They're like, that just really warmed my heart, and that's kind of what keeps me going. Is there any things that you can think of off the top of your head that like this really affected me and kept me going?
Boy, there's so many of them.
Gosh.
We try for little triumphs every day.
Keep me going.
Keep me going.
I
mean, not so much the confiscations, but like a dog that's been there forever. And finally gets adopted. Like, who was it that just got adopted the other day? They'd been there forever. Wasn't Zeke.
It'll come to you.
Zeke's in a foster. But I mean,
oh my gosh!
I know we're both going.
I kind of I sprung this question on you guys. I didn't include that in the list of questions.
Ada was when she adopted and came back, and then
she was. But who was the one? Yeah, Ada was a 70 because she sat there for months and months. Who was it that just? Oh my gosh, I cannot remember the name of the dog. They're all just flooding together for me.
Well, when you've been doing this for years and years and years, you've seen thousands of animals go through. So again, how long have you been there?
12 years.
So you've probably seen at least 20,000 animals go through there.
At least. So. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's going to drive me nuts.
I know. Now I'm thinking, who was that dog?
I can see her. There was a little female, and I can't remember her name.
Stacy was one that was there forever, but that's not who I was thinking of.
Cece, is it?
Cece was there. Gayla,
that's the one. Gayla's the one. Gayla said she'd been there almost a year. And she was one of those that no other animals. She was a senior, which, she double whammy. And we had a gentleman who came in who just fell in love with her, had no other animals. It was perfect. He's retired.
So it was the absolute perfect ideal fit.
Yes. And she was a popular one that people wanted to come in and walk and take out. But, of course, most people have other animals and just aren't in a position to take her. I think she could only be with older kids as well. She was just like a little hippo. I mean, she really was. She was one that really stuck out to me. And pushed and pushed and pushed, and finally we're able to get her out. It seems like once they get close to that 1 year mark, it just kills me.
Well, 365 days is a long time to sit in a how do you know what the size of those are?
Well,
they're like what, probably 4 by 4 maybe?
Maybe or maybe feet high, and then
maybe 4 foot long.
They're
maybe
not
2. I don't know, but they're not very.
They're not very big.
Not very big. So that's a long time to sit in a place like that.
Kayla, that was what I was
and listening to the barking and the people coming in. It's stressful. I don't think people realize how stressful it is.
It is. Or we do have a couple dogs right now who Godric is one of them who they're in the kind of the kennel craze where they just spin in circles
because they're just anxious. They have all this pent up energy and anxiety, and they just need to get it out.
But so I always tell people when they come in, when you go through the kennels, please don't gauge how they are on their kennel presence. They are completely different as soon as they come out. If I was stuck in there all day for 23 and a half hours, I'd probably be the same way too. Sometimes they snarl or they're just shut down. They go to the back. They don't want to be pet or touched, or they're up barking, or spinning. And it does turn people off. And I understand that. So luckily most people are understanding. And then they're amazed at once we get them out of the kennel, it's an entirely different animal.
Once they're out of that stressful environment.
Yes.
And then what are you guys seeing for trends of adoption? So like for Mangoes, for example, we have a horrible time adopting out adult large breed dogs. So like we have them forever and ever and ever. So like Jake from State Farm. So what are kind of the adoption trends that you guys are seeing?
Well, we only have mainly large dogs anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, when someone comes in and says they want a small dog, the smallest we generally have is 40 pounds.
Yes, usually nothing under 35.
And so it's got to be somebody that's looking for a bigger dog anyway.
I think for me, social media is just such a blessing.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of the posting. Dana does it as well. So I think sometimes it's how we frame them.
Absolutely.
I always try to make sure I highlight on all the positives, which are all positive, you know what I mean? But I'm also honest and very transparent about maybe some of their things that might, not be a good fit for you. So for me, social media, I know we have Jay who does kind of our Instagram, things like that, because we get a lot of people that don't live here that come from, Indianapolis or sometimes out of state. So for me, the social media, I think, has been a huge, a wonderful tool for us to bring people in. Because again, we've had people come from Illinois, Ohio, Michigan for a dog.
We do too, honestly, for a dog or for a cat, because they're looking for something specific and they find it outside of wherever their entity is, and then they come down here to us.
Yeah, and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I've looked everywhere around where we live, and nobody has what we're looking for." And then I happen to come across somebody shared your post on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and X, whatever. So that I think has been a huge, a big positive for us getting the animals out. So something else we do offer, we do allow people to take our dogs out for like a day date. That's what, and it's does wonders for the dogs. Howie Mandel was one, or Adam, Adam lived yesterday.
He went yesterday.
Who's been there for months and months. He was tied to our front door. That's how we got him. He's a little GSP mix. He's amazing. He went out, spent the day yesterday with a lady. She took him home, her 3 dogs. They did wonderful. He had a wonderful day out. Or we do the doggy dates for people who want to adopt. We let them do a trial adoption. You can take them home for a few weeks, kind of see how they acclimate. So sometimes I feel like there's a fear of that commitment of if I come in and I take a dog right now, I'm just stuck with it. And there's, so I always try to make sure I offer any kind of resources. If they run into any health issues, just call us, because that's a lot of times people will call and say, "Oh, well, I adopted my cat a couple months ago. I took him in. Well, they need a dental. Well, the vet wants $1,000 for the dental. We can help with that. We do use a vet that does significantly lower costs for us. So just, making sure people still have those resources and they still feel supported even after the adoption.
Okay. So let's talk about if people want to come in to adopt. So tell us like the adoption process. Like, is there an application? Is it online? Walk us through walk us in. I've never been in there before. Walk me through how you guys would go through the adoption process.
Sure. So we don't have per se an online application you can fill out and send to us. However, I can email it to people if they don't live here and they want to fill it out and submit it. So typically we'll have people come in, and a lot of times people come in, they are either already have an animal in mind that they're interested in, or they just want to look and they're wanting to adopt. Our application is short. It's just a very basic application, 2-sided sheet of paper. We do require, if you rent, we have to have a copy of your pet policy or permission from the property owner, because people do have, either weight or breed restrictions sometimes, unfortunately. And then you just kind of go through, and if there's someone that you pick out you're interested in, that's who you apply for. I usually do a vet reference on there as well. And it's really, we try to keep it simple and easy and painless. And, we unfortunately can't do home visits or things like that. We just don't have the resources for that. But, I do my fair share of turning people away because, they may not be a good fit one way or the other. So, but we do try to keep it pretty simple.
So do you do same day adoptions if you can get that information from the vet and like all the renter or the rental company and things like that? Or if it doesn't, does it usually take 24 to 48 hours once you get all the information that you need?
Usually 24 to 48 hours. So
you come in, you fill out an application. or well, let me rephrase. You come in, you see the animals, then you fill out an application, then just wait for that approval.
Yes, because the application, especially more so with dogs too, because again, we do have some dogs that may not do well with other pets in the home, so that's why we have the application tailored to the specific animal that you're wanting. So
yeah. So do you guys do does every adoption have to do an application, or how does that work?
Yes, everyone does an application. If you're interested in a dog and there are dogs in the home, would you require a meet and greet?
Sure.
So we would have you schedule that to bring your dog to the shelter, do the meet and greet, and then go from there. So
And then tell us about your adoption fees. That way, if anybody watching this is interested in adopting, what are the adoption fees?
It's actually been quite a while since we've had our standard adoption fees. Typically, dogs are $100, cats are $65. It's been months since we've.
I was going to say, it's been years. Those adoption fees have been set for years. Years and years. But we are always typically running some sort of a special. So we came off of our $25 Christmas special. Right now we're doing, through today, it's our Cupids, Cats, and Canines Name Your Price. Yeah.
So you can come in. Once you're approved for adoption, you can literally pick what you want to pay.
Yeah.
Again, if our animals, we do have animals that are either seniors or have been there 6 months or longer, they're waived. We waive it for senior citizens, military, first responders, veterans, that kind of thing. So, but right now it's, we'll probably go back to just the $25. Yeah. We've seen a much higher turnover of adoptions with the lowered fees. And again, that still includes all the full vetting, spay neuters, all the vaccines, all of that. Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, $100 for a fully vetted dog or $65 for a cat is
still a deal.
It's very cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they do also all come with a complimentary wellness exam with the vet, the participating veterinarian.
So talking about those adoption fees. Yeah. The spay or neuter themselves, like just for the surgery, is over $100.
Yes.
Correct. So that $100 adoption fee just basically a little bit covers that spay or neuter, essentially.
Correct, because we do all age-appropriate testing. Heartworm testing for dogs 6 months and older. Yep. FIV, FELV combo testing for cats 6 months and older.
So that adoption fee doesn't even cover what you guys have in it.
I mean, we certainly have never made money at the shelter, and that's not the intention.
No.
Not ever the goal. No. Certainly we don't break even, but we just would like to see them in home. Yep. So, we're willing to work with someone. So
And then where can people find information about you guys and view your adoptable pets?
Petfinder.com is the best place to see our pets.
And you can you can go in there and search Muncie Animal Care and Services or by your area.
Yes, you can. Yes. And we do, our Facebook page is a big one too. We have one of our volunteers, Shauna, who you just had on.
Yep. She's our co-host sometimes.
She does all of our Petfinder pictures for dogs. And what is it?
Jen.
Jen that does our shout out to Jen, who does our cat pictures for Petfinder. They also do post on our Facebook page as well. Shauna's always posting videos, things like that. So Facebook is always current and up to date. We kind of, I think you probably post at least 2 or 3 videos a day. Post a day. Yeah. So you can always go there and see, or come in during our open hours if you just want to see them for yourself as well.
So, and even if you can't adopt, ways to help the shelter are share the social media posts.
Yes.
Donate.
Yes.
Come in and volunteer.
Yes.
And
foster.
Yeah, there's, even if you aren't open to adopting and can't adopt, there's so many other ways that you can help the shelter.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people are, that's why that deters them from coming in. It's like, well, I can't really adopt right now. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. Come in and help do laundry, wash dishes, scoop kitty city, sweep it up a little bit, interact with the cats. Yeah. All the different things. Get some really good pictures and send them to us so that we can update their social media presence and different things like that. So. Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys would like to add or share that's important about the shelter that you would love to get out in this podcast?
We're very people friendly.
Yes.
we love animals. We're very people friendly. Come in. We will find an animal for you to interact with. We'll find something to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's really pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming
for
on
having
our podcast.
Yeah.
We greatly appreciate it.
Well, it's great seeing you.
Yes. And this will be on YouTube and on Spotify. Okay. So the links will be there and everything like that. And we look forward to having you guys come again in the future.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Thank you.